Full views, this was Gibson. Put them down there. And you can see those hatches are already in place. So we have our cut and our fill area. I did two things wrong. There was no fill on that. So again, sample line group properties. Number one in my material list, I did not, again, set a style for the fill. You shouldn't have to. You guys should have things automatically in there. But my basin, I didn't get any sections. I didn't get any hatches. And that's because if you notice, what I do wrong here, chose the wrong surface, right? I didn't even choose EG and FG. FG is the wrong, well, FG would work, but I chose EG to EG. There's zero difference. So it actually computed a volume, but it computed a zero volume. Not a big deal. I'm just going to delete that criteria, import it again, and this time I'm going to choose the right surface. And if I go back, I have that. And again, I forgot the solid fill, but that's, you guys shouldn't have that. You should see them both right away. This template is just all kinds of messed up right here. My shape style, cut, nothing for fill. And there you have it. Now again, one last table, or I need two more tables. I select the sample line, create table. It knows which sample line I have, or it should. Right? No, it doesn't. So let's do the basin right there. Click OK. And we can do it one more time. And we can this time choose Gibson and come in and make another table down. I didn't use the right table. I can just match properties. Now, is this my total earthworks? No. Is this my total earthworks? Is this my total earthworks? What is the total earthworks? What's behind door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3? Or did I not give you the right option? It's obviously what's behind doors number 1, 2, and 3, right? And that's really what we need to do. So you can manually just type out a text string, sum the 3 tables. I would sum, so you can see the cumulative cut, cumulative fill, and net on each table. And what you want to try to do is have a sum that is within 1,000 yards cut or fill. All right, so you try to get your earthworks to 1,000 yards cut or fill. What does that minus mean? That's what you would think. That is common convention across half of this country, most of this country, but not with Autodesk. What's bigger? My cut or my fill? This is telling me I have excess material that needs to be trucked off site. I don't know why they do it with a negative, but they do. You can, again, manipulate your styles to change that, but that's how they do it. All right, so just notice that that is fill, not cut. And you were correct, so. All right. Earthwork should be pretty easy for you guys once you get your surfaces set. What you do is you can set up this sheet to be an X reference. Just Take your surface, give it a hidden style. You don't need to see it. Take your alignments, give it a hidden style. You don't need to see it. You have them printing already on your maps, don't you? Right? With this, I can XREF this into my sheets. And there's my earthwork count, all done. And I can just have my regular sheet all set up with my, my curbs and my building shown, my grading shown, and I can just insert this into one plan and be done. You can make windows around, a handful of cross sections that look good. Make windows around your tables, that's what you're printing. You print a plan view with the sample lines, so the review engineer can see where that section was cut. All right, I'm going to save this as sections and earthworks. All right. And there's lots of fun stuff. I again would go through and get rid of all of these layers. You know how I did it last time? I went minus LA off all. And do I want to turn 0 off? No. But now I want to turn on all and all, because those layers are all on annotation. Now I can come in there and delete them. Turn my layers back on. And I've got a nice base map here, ready to go for my map sets. I give them a color to print, and I can purge out all those layers that I just emptied. And save that, and again, this X reference is ready. Now, the nice thing about Civil 3D, what if I find out I'm not within that 1,000 yards? What do I gotta do?
Change the grading.
Change the grading. Open your source drawing. And I am gonna save and then unsave. I'm gonna go over here to Plan, World. I'm going to change VS to be 2D so I can see my profiles and everything correct. All right, so let's pretend that I came in and said, you know what? We've got to do something crazy here and shift this down. And my surfaces all rebuild. My corridors rebuild. Right? If I see yellow exclamations, that means they're not built. They need to be rebuilt. If I save this, and I go back to my earthworks, look at this. Your data shortcuts have changed. Do you want to synchronize them? I do, but let's go see the magic first. I changed Fender Road. Fender Road had 242 yards of excess material. Let's hit that synchronize button. I get out my magic wand, and I've got my new number. I can just go through. I'm going to have to update my totals. But you can go back and forth with these until you get that number balanced. So I'm now at 500 yards a cut. And wow, 1,800 yards a cut in the base, and then, wow, that probably wasn't good. And you know what? I bet you if I went back and undid what I did, I could probably get that number closer to what it was. And actually, bet you if I lift this profile a little bit, I'll get within my 1,000 cubic yards without much effort at all. Yeah.
For each section, you said it needs to be at least like 1,000 cubic yards per.
Your whole job,
per-
the net cut or fill,
Oh.
should balance to be within 1,000 yards.
So as long as that number in that last column is underneath.
As long as the three of them, the last number and your three, however many tables you have, right? You may have, if you have only one road, you're only gonna have one table, or actually two, one for your basin, one for your road. If you have two roads, you're gonna have 3 tables. If you have 4 roads, so you gotta get the sum of all those tables to be within that yard, right? Cause you have positive, negative values, they're gonna balance, right?
And it needs to be within.
1,000, plus or minus, plus or minus. Now I'm gonna save again. And I'm gonna come back to my earthworks. And I'm gonna let it synchronize. And I'll get my new numbers. Not only is the table updating, but you'll notice that your cross sections are fully updated too. Those hatches are updating. And again, this is where in the AutoCAD and Land Desktop days, you would spend hours or days doing these calculations just to come up with those areas and pop them into another table. So now I'm about 500 there. So like 600 and 1900. So I would have to get like 300 more yards of fill to balance myself. All right, so I'd be lifting my road, or what else could I do? What else could I do instead of lift the road? Lift the basin, right? I have a foot of freeboard. Maybe I can get it up a little bit more, you know what I mean? And still hold that water. And I'm gonna cut here and cut here and cut here and fill in a little bit of it. And again, depending on where it was, maybe I could elongate the basin and make it less wide, so it doesn't, there's lots of different things we can do to try to balance that. All right. That's our earthworks. Let's take 10 minutes. And return all around again.